What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at A Good Snowman is Hard to Build by Alan Hazelden and Benjamin Davis. It's a puzzle game, astonishingly enough, about building snowmen. And it's one of those ones where the title screen is kind of part of the game. So hey, look, right into the game. Don't often do that. Nonetheless, I'm going to stop and do some options for you, because that's what I do. So, settings, we have music and sound effect on separate sliders, good to see. Graphics options, almost non-existent. We've got 756 by 504 window, and you can then make that full screen if you like, which is not ideal, but that's all you get to go with at this point. We've got, you can delete the progress, and yeah, you just kind of get the one game save, and you can't go back and do any other levels. All you can do is delete the entire garden. So it's going to be kind of difficult for me to show you anything, so I may just have to delete that progress just to be able to show you. I played about an hour, and I've got up to a point in the game where I'm stuck, because it's a puzzle game, and I'm not terribly great at puzzle games, so I'm stuck. We've got this garden, and it's full of lots of little areas. Some of them have snow in, some of them do not. All of them have snowballs, and you can roll the snowballs around and generally attempt to create snowmen out of them. That is the goal of the game. And when you complete a snowman, you'll be able to... Oh, well, that's not a very good snowman. If you build a snowman, you'll be able to progress on to the next area. So you can roll snowballs around in any of the four directions. If you roll it over snow, it will get slightly larger. If you roll a smaller one onto a larger one, it will stack. And if you push it again, you can knock it off. And you kind of need to maneuver them into a stack of, as you can see with any of the finished snowmen, you need a large snowball, a medium snowball, and a small snowball. If you roll large snowballs over snow, it will clear the snow, it'll pick it up. But won't get any larger, so that's a good way to clear out snow where you don't want snow. If you want to roll a smaller snowball over a grassy patch, because if you roll the small ones over grass, they don't get any bigger at all. So that's a good way to deal with those. I've completely ruined this puzzle, but hey. So yeah, you can roll any snowball over. It is a grid-based thing, so if you roll it over the edges like I just did there, it'll remove the snow, but the snowball won't actually get any bigger. They still just fall into the three categories of small, medium, and large. You need to roll over an actual patch of snow like that to get larger. And you can press Z at any time to undo one step, and you can keep going right back as far as you like. I think, presumably, until you complete the snowman. I'm not sure it lets you go beyond that. I don't think you could undo the entire game, but that would be intriguing if you could. And then you can roll them, and you basically need to try and stack snowballs like that to try and make a snowman. I've completely ruined this puzzle, so you can press R at any time to reset that room and return things to the way they were. And as I say, I'm kind of stuck at this point, so I don't think there's going to be any puzzles I can complete for you here. So there's one completely ruined puzzle here. Let's do that. You can roll these around. The main challenge later on in the game, I've noticed, it just seems to be to give you the components to build 2 snowmen rather than 1. And that's kind of how it ramps things up, which is a challenge in its own right, but it's not really a significant mechanic. The mechanics are pretty much everything I've just shown you. That's like the entirety of the game. There's a few. This is a really small puzzle, and I feel like it should be obvious, but this one stumped me as well. I don't know. Maybe I need to think about it a little longer. Who knows? What I can do is, I suppose I will reset the game, just so I can show you actually building some snowmen. So I'm going to have to do this. Clear progress. There we go. Welcome to the start of the game. I can push the head off the snowman. We can roll these around. Because it's a grassy room, none of these are going to get any bigger. And roll the small ones and stack them. Ta-da! Lucy has been built. Andy needs to be built, so take one of those. Make it a medium one. Make that a large one. Throw the medium onto the large. Undo that, because that was wrong. Because that's a grassy patch, because the other snowball was already there, that won't get any larger, so I can then throw that on top, and Andy will be built. See, these are easy. I can do the easy puzzles, by the way. It's the easy bit. I don't know, I may have ruined this. I probably have, actually. Let's give this at least some thought, I suspect. If I do... no. If I do this... yeah, that's easy enough. I can throw a medium on top, and boop. Throw a head on it, and that's Tanya. And each time you complete a snowman, it will open up these gaps in the hedge maze. And there's a lot of things for the monsters to interact with. It's a very charming design they've got going on. If you walk up against damn near anything in the garden, he will interact with it. If you walk up to the end of a bench, he'll kick it for some reason. If you walk up to a tree, he will bounce off the tree. Why not? You will have a lean on the hedge maze. Just a bit of a lean. Bit of a chill out. And the music changes accordingly as well. You can have a peek through the hedge. You can't see anything or do anything interesting, but you can have a peek through the hedge. I should have probably shown you this before I reset the progress, but a short way into the game there is a little telescope that lets you zoom out and see more of the map. And I do get the impression that I have probably completed most of the game by this point, which is a little concerning, given that I've only played about an hour of it, and it's like, well, really? I've nearly finished the game, I think, in the space of about an hour. If you're better at puzzles than me, it might not take you much longer than that at all for the whole thing, I think. It's hard to say because you can't quite see the entirety of the map. You can see a lot of the map, but not all of it. So where I think I'm nearly entirely done, it's just very, very hard to say for sure. So, like I said, I'm not sure there's a lot of content here, and there's not a lot of mechanics beyond roll snowballs around. Like I say, it's a charming design. It's a cute, it's adorable game. I like it. It's got a fairly nice sort of ambient kind of soundtrack, which is very pleasant to listen to. And the mechanic it does have works well. It's a fun puzzle, but it never goes beyond what it already does. It's a snowman building thing. There's not a lot more to it than that. You can kick tree houses, birdhouses even. Yeah, it's a birdhouse kicking simulator, or bird bath wobbling simulator. I don't know. You can wobble things for some reason. It's cute. It's very cute. I like it. So what I want to do with this is move that there. I think I remember these because I did them once already. I'm going to throw a medium one on this middle. Kick the birdhouse just for good measure. Pop a head on it. And William is built. And all of the snowmen have their own unique designs, which are all very cute as well. It's all very charming. It's a lovely, lovely world that we have here. In spite of it being... The protagonist here is continually referred to as the monster. He doesn't seem very monstrous, but hey-ho. These benches you can interact with in a little bit more depth. It's basically kind of a fast travel system. You can take a nap on the bench, and you'll go into a dream world. And the dream world will allow you to wander around and revisit any bench that you have previously been to. So I can go have a sit down on this bench, and I can wake up on the bench. Can I wake up on the bench? There we go, we can wake up on the bench. Cool. So it's basically kind of a fast travel system. If you want to get around the garden a little bit faster, there's that as well. I'm thinking that pop that back down there. I'm thinking the telescope might be soon, so I kind of want to just do this. No, that's wrong. Pop that on there. These are basic puzzles. These are not supposed to be challenging, but it's good for me to show you off the mechanics. And there's a telescope, so there we go. We can kind of zoom out to see an overview of the garden. You can see all the things. It's very pretty. And there is, I can see from one of the gardens, there is another telescope. In fact, you can see it bottom right-hand corner of the screen there. You can see there is another telescope. So I think it does stretch a little further down, excuse me, a little further down and to the right, but I generally kind of get the impression it's not much further, so I'm not sure there's a lot of content in the game, and that does concern me at the price point. They are asking $12 as a standard retail price, or £8.99 on Steam, 20% launch discount. They do have an interesting offer going on at the minute through their website on the Humble widget. They've got to pay what the temperature is, which is every day they're going to go out and check a weather monitor station thing somewhere in London, and whatever the temperature is on their machine is what that price is going to be in dollars. So current price is $11 because apparently the temperature last time they measured it was 11 degrees in London. So that just became the temperature for the temperature and therefore the price for the day, which is one of the bizarrest pricing structures I've ever seen of any game, probably ever. But there you go. I'm wondering what I can do with this one. What I can do with this one is I can use the mechanic of pushing snowballs off of other snowballs to make a little bit of a track for it to go. There we go. That one's easy enough to do. So that mechanic does come into play occasionally, especially with some of the more complex puzzles, and you need to think it through a little bit. So unfortunately, that's probably about as complex as the mechanics get. Sometimes pushing a smaller snowball onto a larger one and then pushing it off again in a different direction to overtake a snowball when you're moving them around. That's about it. There's not much more to show you. I've shown you damn near everything this game has to offer. I've shown you wiggling the shrubs. I have shown you wiggling the birdhouses. Kicking the birdhouses, indeed. I believe you can collect the butterflies in some weird kind of way. I've not figured out how that actually does that. There is an achievement that says collect all the butterflies. If you stand near one of them, they do have a tendency to land on you. Ta-da. I don't know how you catch it when it does that. Apparently there's a way to catch the butterfly, but eventually, if you stand still for a few seconds, the monster will scratch his head or wave or something, and to scare the butterfly off anyway, so... I'm not sure how that one works, but apparently there's a thing in there. Sort of a kind of a collectible, I guess, if you're into collectibles. This is it. That's building snowmen. As I say, I'm not sure about how much content there is for the price. Some people might find there's probably not enough content for the price. Or even mechanics. Like I say, it's very light on mechanics, and it's... I'm not getting the impression there's a lot of gameplay either. But some people might be really into puzzles, and they might be really digging the aesthetic. And I think it's a great aesthetic. I love the style. The whole thing is very, very charming. So maybe that might be enough to sell it to some people. But there you go. I will let you come to your own conclusions. And if it goes really, really cold in London within the next couple of weeks... because, as I say, the temperature thing runs till the 10th of March, so if it gets really cold within the next couple of weeks in London, well, hey, maybe you can pick it up really, really cheap then. Keep an eye out on that one. So there you go, this has been A Good Snowman is Hard to Build. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. I shall see you next time.